Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Derek Ledwich from Strive. We're just starting our new challenge, and people tend to get, information overload during that time of where to start. I don't know what to do. I have to meal prep. I have to do this. I have to go work out. All that stuff, massive information overload. Okay, so with our challenges, they're a little bit different. They're more about education. Okay, so we give you that education, we give you that plan, and we apply it. Okay, then we adjust when the plan sort of doesn't work or we fail or we have to adjust the numbers, stuff like that. But it's an ongoing process, so you have to keep that in mind. The overall goal of these challenges is not only just to get the weight loss, but to learn things and how to sustain those. Okay, so even if at the end of 8 weeks we only lose like 5 pounds or something like that, but we learned some new things. We learned how to meal prep, how to plan. You can now go on beyond that 8 week challenge and still continuously lose weight, even though it took 8 weeks to do that process. Okay, it doesn't really matter as long as we have the tools now. All right, so obviously we have that Google Drive that has all the information. We have the weekly guides. We have the Facebook group that we can have all the information. We're also going to be checking in every single week or every single day with that My Coach app. All right, and it's all about information. But first and foremost, we have to figure out what is your plan. What are you going to follow? All right. Is it the meal plan guide that's done for you? You just plug and play. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to measure this. I'm going to have this. Okay. It's done for you. You don't really have to think too much. Again, it's all right there. It's all still based on macros. Okay. Number 2 is macronutrients. You don't necessarily need to know what those are right now. It's not the point of this challenge, part of this challenge right now. But it's more of a what is what are your numbers? All right. So you can use the guide, how to create your own macros, or you can just simply ask. I'll give them to you, and then we can sort of talk about how to adjust as we sort of go through there. All right. Both of these guides are good. It's just really what you can sustain. So if you're, again, information overload, maybe macros might not be the way to go, at least at the beginning. All right. Again, main difference, macros just gives you a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more individualized, where the meal plan guide is plug and play. All right. So what one are we going to be able to follow? All right. Along with that, after we figure that out, we have to plan and be consistent. Again, most people do not plan. Okay. That is a mistake. All right. We need to plan our day. Okay. Whether it is just writing it down and making sure we're following the plan. All right. Or we plug it into like Macros Plus, MyFitnessPal, stuff like that. And then you can adjust as you start going there. But you need to plan ahead. If you don't plan ahead, you will not be able to go day-to-day stuff. Okay, so you have to pay attention to, what are the things that are going to be coming up? How are you going to plan? Maybe I have a kid's, soccer game, something like that every Tuesday. How are you going to plan to accommodate that? Okay, or are you just going to go through and just, wreck the rest of the week? All right. Weigh your food. Try and get a food scale. Okay. This is 100% for like macros, but it also helps with the meal plan guide as well. Okay, the overall goal is we don't have to weigh our food the rest of our life. Okay, but most people do not know how to estimate a food portion. Okay, so get a food scale, weigh stuff that you usually end up eating. If you have more control, you will get better results. If you do not have control, if you're constantly eating out every single meal, it's really hard to lose weight. Okay, so the more times, more options you create your own food, the more ways you have control over the amount of calories that you're bringing in. Okay, this is a really helpful tool. Okay, some people don't want to do that because it's really tedious or it's too much work. Again, you'll get a lot better results and you'll be better off having control of your nutrition if you do this for at the very least a week to figure out what a portion actually is. And again, you're doing this in grams. Okay, so not cups. Okay, not tablespoons or teaspoons or anything like that. You're weighing it out. Everything, peanut butter, oils. Everything that you do, you're going to put that in there. So that way you know exactly how much you're actually putting into your body. All right. You're going to weigh yourself each day. All right. In the morning, after you go to the bathroom. Okay. Ideally. Okay. If you're freaked out by the scale, we can talk about it. But this is going to give you the most, you could be able to see if your average is going down. Okay. You can use an app called Happy Scale. Okay, or you can just log it into My Coach and you'll see the graph start going down, basically your average. Your weight is going to fluctuate. You cannot stop that. Okay, so get that mindset out of your system. All right, you were looking for fluctuations, but they're going to start trending down. Okay, and again, just a different way to go about it. I would suggest taking a before picture. Okay, taking one in every 4 weeks. So you're gonna take one halfway through this challenge, and then one at the end. Okay, side, front, back. Okay, again, same clothing, same lighting, ideally, so that way you can sort of see the different progress. Most people don't like doing this. Again, the more opportunities you have to see different results, okay, you'll be able to get see everything as we start going through there. All right, so this is just an overview of how to get started. Okay, so step-by-step plan. There's also a guide in the Google Drive that describes all of this as well. Okay, but really break it down as you start going through there.